And hello, everybody. Welcome to our final webinar of the year. And I'm thrilled to have you all joining us today. So we, as usual, give just a couple of more moments for everybody to log in while we do. While we do, let me introduce the topic and we'll be diving into it today. So today's webinar is all about the potential niches that future marketplace owners should be watching closely in 2025. We'll explore key statistics from 2024, share the most compelling insights our team has gathered, and also make some exciting forecasts for the year ahead. Of course, we'll also get into the moment that you are eagerly waiting for. Of course, it's the Q&A section. So before we actually start, and I will introduce the speakers to everybody, I'd love to know more about our audience today. And while we're waiting, so in the chat, please tell us where you're from, what's your marketplace idea, or anything else you would like to share. So let's enjoy the holiday webinar together. Let me also quickly remind you that there is a 15-second delay between the live stream and the chat. So there might be a bit of a gap, but no worries. We've got Ariana, our community manager. She will be actively guiding the chat. So I see that she's already there because there are some participants who've been waiting before the start. And if you have any questions, comments, feel free to share them there in the chat. And she'll make sure we get them and you get your answers. And now it's time to meet our experts who will bring incredible insights to this session. So please welcome Alexa and Fotis. So hello to both of you.
Hi.
Yeah, all right. And now let's move on to a more detailed introduction. So some of you already might know Alexa. She's a senior sales specialist at CS-Cart and one of the key people who help our clients to navigate the platform to find the best solution for their needs. So Alexa, over to you. Could you share a bit more about yourself and your background with our participants?
Yeah, sure. So as you can see, I look exactly like my picture here, so you won't miss me for photos. My name is Alexandra, or Alexa, as you might see from the newsletters that you're receiving. So it's me. Somebody maybe already have talked to me during the sessions, the consultations. I'd like to think of myself as an e-commerce consultant. So I help our clients to dive into the solution that CS-Cart is providing, to identify the key features and find the best match for the business that they own, for example. So yeah, that's it about me.
Thank you very much, Alexa. Now let's move on to our special guest of the webinar. So as we approach the new year, we're excited to welcome back a familiar face. Meet Fotis, our trusted and proactive partner who brings over 20 years of experience in e-commerce. Fotis has been instrumental in assisting countless clients in launching their marketplaces and thriving in the digital world. So Fotis, the floor is yours. Could you tell us a bit more about yourself and share your thoughts on today's topic?
Thank you, Anna, for the nice introduction. First of all, thank you once again, that I'm here with you, a very nice and warm company, talking about my very favorite product, which is all products of CS-Cart. I'm doing this, as you said, like almost 20 years. I'm in e-commerce for the last 20 years. CS-Cart is one major part of my working life. I trust this, and I trust this to my customers for e-shops and marketplaces. What can I say? I just find that it's one of the solutions that people need to know and need to get better with the product. So this is what we're doing from our part as a trusted partner. And we try to go in Greek market or also in the European market with all features and whatever the CS-Cart brings over. And this is why I'm here too, of course.
Then that's very nice, and we're happy to have you here, Fotis. And by the way, let me mention that this is actually our second holiday webinar with Fotis. So last time we covered the topic how to launch a marketplace MVP. If you missed it and you would like to check it out, let us know in the chat, and we'll be happy to share the link with you. Also, when we mention some links, some services, some marketplaces, Ariana will share them in the comments, so you will always be on the same page with us. All right, so today's plan, so you can see it right now on the screen. So we'll take you through several key sections to ensure you leave with valuable insights and inspiration. So first, we'll start with the e-commerce market overview, where we'll revisit what experts predicted in 2024 at the start of the year. Then we'll move on to 2024 statistics and top niches, where we'll discover whether those predictions came true and explore which niches turned out to be most profitable and popular. After that, we'll dive into unique statistics our team has gathered this year and highlight the top niches our clients launched in their marketplaces in. And to inspire you further, we'll share some real-life examples of marketplaces created on the CS-Cart platform. Then we'll pass the spotlight to our expert Fotis, who will share insight from his own projects. Fotis will talk about his experience in marketplace development this year, what trends and demands stood out, and what key elements to focus on moving forward. So following Fotis's section, we will have a chance to address your questions to our speakers in a live Q&A. So please make sure that you add any questions, any comments to the chat. So we'll try to cover most of them for today. All right, so all set to start. And Alexa, the spot is yours.
Okay, thank you, Anna. So let's start with the first e-commerce sales worldwide. So according to Statista, the growth in e-commerce is projected to reach an impressive 8 trillion by the end of 2027. For the current year, 2024, the expectations at the beginning of the year was to hit 6.3 trillion in global e-commerce sales. And judging by the data that we've collected, it looks like this number is going to be surpassed by the time this year ends. These forecasts actually highlight the e-commerce is far from reaching its saturation point and still holds huge potential for growth. Additionally, we're seeing a shift in consumer behavior. Shoppers are now more inclined towards niche marketplaces that offer specialized products, personalized experience, and community-driven engagements. This trend opens up a significant opportunity for building marketplace owners to carve their space out in the market. The numbers also reflect that there is no all-size-fits-all approach anymore. So diverse niches, from sustainable products to local-focused services, are emerging as key players in the e-commerce ecosystem. So this growth potentially makes an exciting time to either start or expand your current marketplace. So next, let's take a look at some of the achievements we can already see in the e-commerce space next year. This is going to be a next slide. Yeah. So in the first 10 months of 2024, there have been already 1.6 million new e-commerce websites launched. This is an impressive number, actually, showing how rapidly the online market continues to expand. As of 2024, there are 2.71 billion online shoppers globally. That's about 1/3 of the population globally shopping online. This marks a 2.7% increase from the previous year, which highlights the growing shift towards digital shopping. Actually, looking from my perspective, as frequently as I use my marketplaces and shop online, this is actually a very interesting trend. Looking ahead, this number is expected to rise even further. with projections showing that by 2025, the number of online shoppers will increase to 2.77 billion. This growth is driven by the factors like increased internet usage and the convenience of shopping from anywhere at any time of the day. In total, there are 27.2 million e-commerce websites worldwide as of 2024, reflecting a 6% increase from last year. This means that on average, 2,685 new e-commerce websites have launched each day from 23 to 24. Interestingly, actually, the United States is home to 50% of all e-commerce worldwide, underscoring the country's dominant role in the online shopping world. These statistics show just how vibrant and fast-growing the e-commerce sector is, and they provide some exciting context to those of you considering launching or scaling your current marketplace. So now let's talk about more popular categories in 2024 and how they're shaping up for the current 2025 year that is upcoming. So according to Statista, we've seen some clear leaders in terms of revenue generation this year. So these findings were gathered from a variety of expert resources, blog reports, giving us a well-rounded picture of the marketplace trends. As you can see, the first 5 niches are fashion, food, DIY and hardware, electronics, and media. These categories have consistently shown strong demand, with fashion and food leading the charge, followed by sectors like electronics, media, and the most popular this year, DIY and hardware, which have been seeing growth driven by consumers' interest in sustainability and home improvements. It's important to know that these statistics reflect revenue up to October this year. But the trends are expected to continue, so the statistics is not due yet. As we looked ahead in 2025, fashion and electronics are projected to maintain their dominance, showing significant potential growth driven by changing consumers' behavior and emerging needs. I would say that the forecast for 2025 even further expands in these sectors, with continued demand for personalized shopping experience, sustainable products, and convenient home delivery services. This insight highlights where the opportunities lie for the marketplace owners, and if you're considering which niche to target, these categories remain strong contenders. So, Fotis, can you maybe elaborate on the topic of the niches that were popular in 2024? Maybe share some insights of yours?
Of course. Well, speaking in the Greek and the European market, actually, the highest sales at the moment are in the health and beauty, which is one of the highest in Greece, actually. Then is home gardening, technology with mobile phones, laptops, etc., and fashion. And last one is supermarket shopping, which was a big deal during the COVID time. It had a huge revenue at that time because everyone was buying. They were not ready to deal with that, but then it went really quickly down again. So it's now almost in the 5th place. The thing is that most of those niches are working with sales and offers, and this makes business differentiating from different seasons. So it's different during the holidays, during the time between the holidays of Easter and Xmas, and during the summertime, which is again the big offers and discounts. So we want to keep that all niches have around 50 euros. The purchase, the average cart value, let's say, is around 50 euros, which actually creating an image which is a bit slower than 2023. 23 was up 55 euros. So we have a little drop, but it's widened more in more categories. And this shows that many companies starting to create niche marketplaces. They work much better than the wide variety marketplaces. And you know that marketplaces like Amazon, for example, which is dominating the market everywhere actually, and now the Chinese big giants like Temu and Shein, they took over the European market. They have almost 50% of the marketplace revenue at the moment, and this is a very important factor we need to address in the future and see how are we going to work with marketplaces with new strategies, because prices are very important, and this is what they're showing at the moment. But it's not the only factor. We need to address also delivery. We need to address communication and quality of the items. We need to bring them back, because everybody was just focusing on pricing, and now the game is over on that place. We can't compete with the companies that do manufacture the products and sell them directly to the European market. And this is one of the main things I want to address later, how we need to do that in order to bring those niches and niche marketplaces higher than the wide variety marketplaces at the moment.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alexandra and Fotis, for the statistics and forecast. So since we've touched on the topic, what was popular this year, Fotis, could you please tell us more about the trends that skyrocketed this year?
Well, one of the things that skyrocketed this year was things like, more personalized shopping, like, let's say, wellness and mental health marketplaces. Another thing is the technology-enabled services, like augmented reality services, like, secretary services or phone center services, smart home integration, stuff like that. And another thing is the second-hand market that is really, really going very hard at this moment.
Yeah.
And in Greece in particular, and there's also a big gap over there in marketplaces, because it's a very new niche where things need to be set down and see how we're going to work also from the technology side, but also from the customer side. There is a trust issue with second-hand items, because if you don't get to investigate them before you buy them with your hands, then you need to bring this trust over on the network, and you need some specific, let's say, tools on your side to do that. And last niche that is growing at this moment is going to be even more larger in the next year, in 2025, is services, home services like cleaning services, nanny services, stuff like that has to do with every day in your house that you don't have the time to do them, but you need someone to take over and do this for you. And this is also a very difficult marketplace niche, because it's pure service. There's nothing to sell there. You sell trust. And you need to bring this over, and this is also one thing we need to address. Also, how it's going to be bring over to the customers, potential customers, that the services that you actually show and provide from third party are those that they claim to be, and it's going to be like that. And also issues with security, of course, because you bring people to your house. So it's a very thin line over there with those marketplaces, but it's a gap. They're starting now to grow, and there is no specific, procedure to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt that the same way this year for the C2C marketplaces. There are a lot of people that came and asked, I want same thing as Vinted. So Vinted is a C2C marketplace, and they have different ideas, but the general idea is the same, C2C, like Vinted. So yeah,
exactly.
It is a trend this year.
Vinted is also very big in Greece at the moment. They're doing a lot of commercial advertising on television, on TikTok, on every social channel, and they're growing fast. But there's things we need to address, because it's not so simple. Secondhand is not so. C2C is different from country to country, and you need to know the commercial laws very well and the tax laws very well, because you're gonna get people to trouble if you don't know, if you don't, bring by this knowledge over. There's things they need to know. You can't do that as a profession. If it's a C2C, there's a limit on how much you can, let's say, sell. After a point, you need to have a business, and this is not very clear at the moment. They do not address it because they want to bring people inside. So,
wow, that's a really interesting idea. I haven't even thought about it.
yeah, it differences from country to country. I'm speaking now for Greece, which at the moment laws about taxation and business are very strict, and they try to to get as much money as they can. So they're fining everyone who's not following these rules. They're very strict to that. In comparison to latest years, which was very elastic to this part of, let's say, commerce.
So Fotis, do you have any other ideas about the trends of 2025?
Well, as said, wellness and spa is also a very growing, let's say, part of niche, which they're providing luxury services. Also, luxury items is one of the niches that is working. This is sometimes they go together, the luxury services with the luxury items. It's a specific market part, which they're looking for those things, they're not finding them. So there is a gap there. It's difficult to start because you need quality in your services or your whatever you're selling, and that's actually a very big thing to bring trust over. As I said before, it's everything about trust. So you need the tools for that, to do that, and of course the procedures behind that, because always we don't forget that it's not always the software. Software is a mean between people to bring them over. You need to have the procedures in order to be successful on this one. If you just have the software, it's not going to work. You need, before that to work, there's a whole thing you need to address and things you need to create and to prepare your model, how you're going to work. This is very important. This is one of the questions we ask every time to people that are coming to us. What is your model? How are you going to sell yourself everything? Or the sellers are going to sell through you? It's two different models. Or are you going to redirect them to their shops, which is also a third different model? And those are totally different businesses between each other. CS-Cart can do everything. Let's clear this up. You can do all three models. We have done this, and very successfully also, all of them. But it's procedure. You need to know. And most of the businessmen do not have this knowledge. They want to start something, and when we come to the models, which is the first question, they don't know. And I think this is very important to start discussing before anything else.
Exactly. And that's why we have our beautiful sales specialists who can help future businessmen to start their businesses. So thank you very much, Fotis, for the insights on the trends of 2025. This is really a huge piece of information that is very useful. So Alexandra, I have a question for you. As we mentioned earlier, that our team has also collected some statistics on the projects that have been launched this year. Could you share these statistics with us and let us know if there are any interesting observations?
Yeah, sure. So let us talk about top 50 niches that marketplaces were launched in this year. There are some, as you can see, usual categories like all-in-one, grocery, apparel, and shoes, though we have noticed that there has been a shift into the projects that we can only identify as other, since they cannot be detected simply as apparel or jewelry or sportswear, and etc. The niches that have the lowest numbers do not necessarily become unprofitable, not demanded. Quite the opposite. The niches with a small number of players have bigger potential, but as anyway, the research is always required.
Exactly. Thanks, Alexa. I have a question to Fotis. Have you noticed any interesting demands from your customers? So any unique niches that haven't been on market yet, maybe?
Yeah, as said before, we're working at the moment actually on a cleaning services site, bringing services for house cleaning actually to a marketplace where you can select with different kind of criteria, like the surface or the kind of cleaning you want to do, and your area, of course. And the challenges we have there are, of course, the calendar booking, let's say so, which is similar to Airbnb booking. But again, you need also to have in mind that you have people working in one area and then they have to get to some other area. So in the meantime, it's not possible to have a cleaning, some kind of service in the meantime on the transit. So there's an algorithm there that has to calculate actually the between times to the locations that they want to work with and get to. And of course, again, the trust issue. We want to be sure who the marketplace is providing. What are they? Are they real people? Of course, the KYC, let's say so, know your customer, which is very, very interesting in Europe because we have GDPR, and because those are not businesses but private people doing cleaning services. Those are very sensitive personal data that we need to actually process in the marketplace. Of course, security issues and how to address them also. Those are the major challenges we have on that marketplace, service marketplace, which is a very, very specialized, let's say, very thin line of services, but very popular also. Who doesn't need a cleaning service in their home when they're working on the whole week? You know, you don't want to do cleaning during the weekend. You don't want to go out or do something with your family. So this is very promising, actually. There's a huge gap in the market.
Wow, and a great opportunity for future businessmen as well.
That's right.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Fotis. So while our participants are watching, they can also take notes and maybe get some ideas for their future businesses as well.
Actually, I have a question, if that's okay, for Fotis, just out of curiosity. So out of these 15 niches, which one do you think is the most that the people should look into next year, or maybe in general?
If you ask me, my favorite one, which is actually never went down, is health and beauty. I think it's the most powerful one. I don't think that women are gonna stop, and men too, but women is driving this. Let's be honest to ourselves, okay?
Yeah.
We know that. It's a very common secret that women are driving this category, and they're very, they know exactly what they want and what they're looking for. They know the prices, they know the products. It's a very difficult market, but it's a growing market. So I think it's the one we have to look up to, and maybe after that, shoes, which is also a woman-driven. I don't want to hear like women, men, but this is the truth. This is the statistics. I'm speaking the statistics. Women are driving this category because this is how it goes. They like shoes. They want to buy shoes.
So women are driving the e-commerce trends upwards and upwards.
Yeah, of course. Those are. If you see your chart, those two categories are amongst the 5 best categories. And you have all-in-one, which you don't know what it is there. You have grocery, okay, everybody has to eat. And then you have shoes, beauty, and then you have, of course, digital products like phones and stuff like that, where there the mix is different because you have, of course, Apple selling their products directly to the market. So you have like a niche, huge marketplace doing that. You have Samsung doing the same thing the last 2 years. So those numbers, okay, they're of course interesting, but you have huge competitors there, huge competitors.
Yeah.
And this is why I think my honest opinion is that those two categories are very interesting And there's also a lot of products. There are also healthy products, the bio products that people want to get to know. And there's also niches like K-pop products, or the makeup products from Korea, which are they're very, very popular everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Korean skincare is the best.
Exactly.
Yeah, we know
This is
that.
what I mean, exactly. So you see, I think those are things that are driving most of the e-commerce in the 5 first categories. There's always going to be services like booking, flying, hotels, and stuff like that. Of course, they're very, very strong ones. But those are very, strength and not easy to go in. If you want to start a marketplace, I would put my money either on health and beauty, number 1, shoes, number 2. I would go with health and beauty. It's much, much easier as shoes and fashion. Shoes and fashion, you have to think about returning stuff, or if you want to, to make the full service, you send 2 pairs with 2 different numbers. You have to then get them back, so the cost is yours. It's not a good idea to start with that. There's too many expenses. Health and beauty, as I said, they know exactly what they want, they buy it, and that's it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Fotis. Thank you very much, Alexa, for the question. I actually have one good comment in the chat. Sorry if I'm looking down, that's where I keep the chat. So Brian Turner has mentioned that health and beauty in Europe is everywhere. It's crowded. And to compete, you need to differentiate your niche. And actually, we will mention that a bit later. So, Alexandra, I will give a word to you. So you will tell our participants more about the top 5 niches. And then we will turn to some other insights that will be helpful. All right. So
actually, Brian is a client of mine. He just recently bought a license, and I guess he's gonna succeed next year. So hi, Brian.
Yeah, good luck to Brian. And also, who knows, maybe he will get the prize today. So Alexandra, please, your turn.
Okay. So let's go to the top niches that we've established. We'll start with the common niches and leave in the category other for later, so not spoil the appetite before this dessert. So all in one marketplace is a wide range of products. It's a huge ecosystem that an owner creates. It can also contain omni-channel experience. Usually it's diversity of vendors, global reach, and it says it has to be flexible and scalable. I would agree with this one. So there are some great examples of all-in-one marketplaces like Jar Hub, liquidity app, and Ticket Marketplace. They are all mainly doing the business around the globe. For example, Jar Hub is operating in Egypt and Turkey with global buyers. It's a B2B service. As for a liquidity app, they are selling basically everything, including electronics, home goods, clothing, toys, and more. And the last one, Ticket, is a platform designed to connect businesses and consumers through sustainable and personalized communication. So this is a safe choice to go with all-in-one. If somebody wants to create an Amazon or Etsy, this is what they say when they come to us. I want to create the next Amazon. This is the version to go to. The next one is groceries. So here, usually we think of groceries as a simple catalog of the offline shops, restaurant delivery, and farm products, eco products. Actually, through the last year, we've had a lot of requests saying, I want to create a hyper-local marketplace just for my country, just for my region, for example. And actually, there are 2 great examples that we've covered here. It's Harvestly.org and UP-Link. UP-Link is also a client of mine, Daniel. He just bought license like a year ago or so, and this is what it turned out into. You can check the link and see how he expanded throughout this year. And this is a very successful marketplace. I wish him good luck. Next, apparel and shoes. So I don't need to give an explanation. Fodis already gave it to you. So what women buy, the e-commerce, where women buy, the e-commerce thrives, I would say. So here we have the wide selection, options, categories, variations. We have visual preview reviews. We have seasonal collection, etc. So a great example here is Zara Mall, actually. So it highlights the shift to the new trend of creating ethically sourced and authentic African products marketplaces. As you can see, they've designed it also in some kind of cultural and ethical way. I really like the storefront, the UI and UX of the marketplace, and shopsnotes.com, also a great example. Going further, health and beauty. Actually, I've got an update for 40s maybe. So next year we're planning to divide these two categories into separate ones, just because we're getting a lot of requests saying, I want to sell particular.
I guess there are some technical issues. Alexandra, are you
Can you
back?
hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Well, where did I stop? Where did it froze?
You want to separate those two because people
Yeah,
are asking.
Yeah. So one half of the people are asking for specifically health products. I want to promote vitamins. I want to promote supplements, and the other is more divided into dived into the beauty sector. So that's why maybe next year there's going to be two separate categories. That's why we can make it even bigger next year. So there are also two great examples. For example, Gesundheit 2000. It's a German marketplace that is dedicated to revolutionizing the healthcare industry and providing sustainable climate-neutral solutions for medical device supply. And I guess we can go and see our appetizer for today, the others category. I like it most just because it's very unique and interesting, and every marketplace is not like the other. So for example, we have two examples here. We have shoprockhounding.org and destinyandkarma.com. Very interesting. So here, there are some there are a lot of marketplaces here. Some may be even triggering for some people, but I guess that this is very interesting that the people can dive into such specific, I would say, categories like tarot readings, astrology. So this is more of a service marketplace. Yes, I would say so. So people are providing services of readings, of meditation, spiritual coaching, for example, and future predictions. Yeah, I would say that's it for this category. Also, another big part of the other category is hobbies, because hobbies are taking a big part in this category. For example, here we have two examples of dartbazaar.de. So this is everything related to darts for dart lovers. And the second one is food carts, is the marketplace of actually C2C marketplace, which is customer to customer. And this is maybe a second-hand marketplace because they are exchanging the famous football players cards. I also have a great example of my own. So just a couple of months ago, a client of mine has purchased the license, and he's setting up the hobby pattern marketplace, where he will sell the kits for sewing and the patterns for sewing. So this is mostly aimed for the elder generation, which is very interesting actually. But for the people who are planning to sell such kind of services, they need to understand that while CS-Cart does cover the basics of every marketplace, like the card, the categories, options, variations, if you have something particular, maybe you need to think of customizations or add-ons. For example, if we're talking others category, they can be services. So you need to think of the, auction add-on or booking add-on or some customization that you are going to make. So you need to, plan your budget very wisely. Maybe not to waste a lot of money at the beginning, just to test out your MVP idea. And then if you see that this niche, this marketplace is thriving, you can do customizations and create great user experience. And as for the last one, there are two more examples. Yes, this is the category that unites people of the same interest for creating a strong community, education, and support. So these are two marketplaces created for the for the first one is for the economy, empowerment and support, education, skill building, once again, services. And the other one is networking and collaboration. Maybe this is like NGO, so they are not gaining anything, but they're sharing. They have the blog, they have the opportunities for the people to find each other, for example, and create some businesses. So this is also very interesting to see. Yeah, I guess that's it.
All right, amazing, Alexandra. Thank you very much. And also answering the question of Brian. Yeah, so you see that even in our company, we are dividing these two categories, health and beauty, and they are two different. So it's like developing. All right. So that was the highlight of CS-Cart examples of different niches and our examples of different customers' requirements. Let's say so. So now let's turn to Fotis. So could you please share more about your company, your experience, and tell us more about your maybe cases as well?
Yeah, okay. We started around 20 years ago with e-commerce, actually with catalog sites, because 20 years ago in Greece and in Europe, e-commerce was not so popular at the moment. And the main reason was that there was no payments. Online payments. You have to have always offline payments. So we started at that time. We met CS-Cart at around 15 years ago, 16 years ago. It was just at the beginning. And at the first moment, we understood that this was a very serious software. It was one of the first at that time. And since then, we worked together. So we have a 16 years business relationship with this software. It never let me down. And we built our whole company, and not one, but two companies, because we had also a small web agency that was building e-shops that merged with CS-Cart Hellas, which was our first agency at that time. And since then, we have around, I think, 1,000 customers globally, actually, not only in Greece. We create our own add-ons, of course, custom or commercial, more than 150 for any kind of need. And this is one of my favorite, actually, because I like to create new add-ons and cover needs that I have never met before, which is getting more and more difficult at the time because there is always a solution for something. And given AI, things are getting also, very globally differentiating. And you need to find new solutions and integrations. So we have done almost every niche in these 16 years of e-commerce. So let's say pure e-commerce out of the 20 years, from car accessories to white linen to pharmacies is also a very big part of our company at the moment. And one of the biggest, let's say, projects we had was a marketplace, one of the three biggest marketplaces in Greece, shopflix.gr. We created an MVP for 3 years that worked and then went headless, of course, because it went huge. We're talking about 7-8 million products and around 3,000 to 4,000 sellers at the moment. So it was a very interesting time, and many different challenges I can mention if you like, because those are things that differentiate Greece from other countries because of the geographical position and situation. You have different things to think about. The infrastructure is different than the other countries. You have many islands, and you have to bring stuff over from sellers and buyers, of course. And many mountains you have to cross during the winter, which is very hard and snowy. Although ours for summer, winter is harsh in the mountains. So those are challenges that actually create a difficult environment for the seller and for the marketplace in order to achieve shipping estimation that will be 90% true, okay, because there are things that you can't overcome, of course, but you need to have a certainty to your shipping, let's say so. So, and this was actually a very interesting project. We learned a huge amount of stuff, and during those 9 to 10 months, this was one of the things that CS-Cart provided at that time. We didn't start, of course, from scratch. Multi-vendor provides functionality that you start the very next day, go live, friends and family, let's say, so for testing, and you develop then the custom solutions, because you have to develop, of course, custom solutions. You need to see what customer has at the other side, like ERPs or shipping or all the systems that they want, the payment system, marketplace payment system, depending on the country again. And you need to adapt those to multi-vendor, because, okay, it's out of the box, but you can't have everything out of the box. You need to have the main functions, and then the rest you can add on the way. So you grow with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course, now the new trend, as I said before, is the niche marketplaces like services, secondhand, beauty stuff, also very important at the moment, and services in general, like technical services.
It sounds like a big trend that we have to mention it every time. Yeah, so that's the idea you need to follow, guys. So Fotis, you also sent us a couple of examples of different marketplaces. Could you please share us a bit more information about this too?
Yes, of course. Spiti, which actually is a Greek word. Spiti is a Greek word for home. So that's actually e-home, let's say so, in free translation, offers a variety of white linen decorations, carpets, and everything you need for your home, actually, to make house home. And they're very, very popular in central Greece. It's a family business, which is a great one. They started with their own products, and they actually expanded it as a marketplace with automation, with importing products from the suppliers and the customers, and do the drop shipping also for certain of those customers. There's a very important ERP connection to a very familiar ERP system here in Greece, which automates all the invoicing and everything that has to do with the taxation, let's say, situation. And he has, I think, 5 or 6 different shipping services that can send the items over in order to be able to cover the whole Greece, because some are better on the mainland, some are better on the island, etc., or small ones or big ones. Then the Greek farm is in northern Greece. It's a pharmacy, actually. It's a very big pharmacy. He's also, I think it's 3 different companies together at the moment. It's a small marketplace of pharmacy items. They're very popular and they're very trendy. I think it was during COVID that we had to close the cart. They were not able to, to get any more new orders at that time in the Christmas of COVID. So you can understand how hard it was hit. And lastly, one of my favorites also is Aromatisou. It's in the beauty section with perfumes, mostly perfumes. Aroma in Greece is perfume. So Aromatisou is like perfume yourself, let's say so, in free translation. He's offering all popular perfumes and also beauty products. He's starting to add also products that has to do with the skincare and stuff like that. A very emerging market, as I said before, and I can see the numbers, of course, and it shows that those three, you can say, are almost in the same kind of level of orders, incoming orders. They're very, very active in the Greek market. And we're proud to be partners with them and help them reach what they have reached at the moment. And we hope they get better, of course.
We hope so as well. So good luck to all these projects. We hope they thrive. And you also get more and more projects. So to be honest, I haven't thought that you have to overcome so many like different situations, like this shipping problem. Oh my God, I haven't thought about it even.
It's one of the most difficult problems, actually.
Okay.
And it's also the one that it fails at the moment from the companies that are doing the shipping in Greece. And this is why we have so many different, let's say, selections, because as a buyer, you know in your area who is doing the best work, you know who the best courier, let's say, is. So you need to be able to select. And so you need to have all of them on your side. There is no better selection for you. The better selection is for the customer.
Yeah, and this is actually the common issue of the hyper-local marketplaces, because CS-Cart does provide a certain amount of payment and shipping integrations, but if it's hyper-local, placed in one particular country, then you have to think of additional integrations, and it's going to be additional money, so you need to plan it.
Exactly, and we have done this. We have integrated the whole Greek market of couriers. In order to be automated also, you know, direct voucher creation from the order, so no hand business, nothing manual in between, should everything be automatic. Also automatic status change of the order when it's delivered from the company through the API system they have. So you need to automate things. You don't need to be the whole time over your store to, you know, doing stuff. You need just to be informed about it, not doing them.
Yeah, so I thought as well, I was listening to the stories of different niches and niche marketplaces. I wanted to also ask you a couple of questions, if you don't mind. I think that our participants are also interested in how this happens. So how do you guide your customers in creating sustainable growth strategies for their marketplaces? So
well, one of the things that we do since the last 15 years actually are seminars, not webinars. We like to be face-to-face. So we travel also in Greece to do that. We try. Of course, COVID was a huge obstacle to that. And the years after that, because people were very suspicious, you know, you don't want to be in the same room with another 30, 40 guys. During the COVID time or after, you know, the first 2 years, but now it's getting back. It's a very interesting way of educating your customer and guiding through the market situation, because we try always not to talk only for CS-Cart, but to bring also companies that can be integrated to CS-Cart and has value proposition and service, and this helps us, our customers, and the companies. So it's a win-win-win, let's say 3 wins way. It's a good networking, of course. That's one of, this is my favorite one. I like that. Of course, we try to always call our customers, existing customers, also to our annually exhibitions. There are 2 huge exhibitions in Greece for e-commerce, and we always participate with a nice booth that we want to, you know, it's always 50-50. We connect to new customers and we see our old customers too, or people that we have never had the chance to meet because they're in the other side of the country and we never went, you know, locally to meet them. And it's also a very good opportunity to discuss new stuff. They come to us and ask about that. Of course, online, with our community, our Facebook page for CS-Cart Hellas, our CS-Cart, our community page, and our company page, we're very active over there. And of course, newsletter. And lastly, mail to mail, so personal emails that are actually customized to our customers and their needs. So we audit the sites from time to time and send propositions on new stuff. Or when we have a new cooperation with a new integration to CS-Cart, we provide this to the whole customer base we have in order to inform them to see a new perspective of things. For example, I would like to give an example is the CSS of Google, the Merchant Center, where they provide the CSS products, which is a huge thing at the moment. It's like a marketplace in Google, actually. You need to have the tools to be there. And believe me, almost 6% of our customers didn't know what this is and how they can go in. So we provided the tools and the experience, and of course, partners to do that, because we're not marketeers. You need the marketeer to do that. You need the knowledge of the market to do that, but you need the tools, of course, to do that. So that was actually an example that helped a lot of business to gain back revenue and traffic to their site through Google AdWords, actually, because you pay for an AdWord for an ad for that, but it's a totally different thing to see the product, the price, click and get to the site, and a totally thing to just promote your first page or just one product or whatever. It's very personalized.
Yeah, and also about about this part, have you noticed any shifts in how marketplace owners attract and retain sellers in competitive niches?
Yeah, look, in Greece, mostly e-shops, not marketplaces. We're working with one of the largest marketplaces in Greece, which is called Scrooge. It's the oldest one and the biggest one, actually. He has a huge part of the company. He has done now a different kind of approach and minimizing the customers that he's retaining in his customer base. So suddenly a lot of people stayed without participation to this marketplace. They lost revenue and they wanted to shift to other channels of selling, like social selling, TikTok selling, the CSS, Google, as I mentioned before, newsletter, which is one of the most underlooked tools. I keep saying it's free. It's free. You have your base. The cheapest customer to retain is your existing customer, not the new customer. He knows you, he validates you if you're good at what you're doing. So it's very easy to sell. There is no magic wand, you get out with one proposition, everybody buys. That doesn't work like that. You always work with numbers, but you need to have more different channels in order to retain a steady revenue and not just depending on one channel. One channel is always bad. You need as much as good and revenue brings, doesn't matter. You need to have every alternative of revenue to your cart, to your shop or market.
That's right. Yeah. So, and also need to come up with different ideas which are creative.
Each channel demands something different. You have a different approach and different targeting, and this is one thing you need to work with marketeers. You need to have a trusted partner on this one with a good knowledge of the market and a good, let's say, communication skill with developers, us, in order to help them bring the results that they want, because they need tools for that. They can't do magic. If you don't have the tools for your shop, there is no way that you're going to make revenue. It doesn't work like that.
That's right. So, Fotis, thank you very much for the description, for the sharing your experience and information. Of course, we've got more questions. I've got personally more questions, but unfortunately, we're a little bit limited by the time. So the webinar is already lasting for 1 hour. So we will have 15 to maybe 20 to maybe 30, who knows, minutes more if you have time. And now we go to our Q&A part. So as usual, we will start with a couple of questions from our participants that were sent before the webinar in advance. So then we will move on to the questions from the participants. So you can send them in the chat. And right after Q&A, we will finally move to the section you are probably all waiting for, the live prize draw. So I see that our customers sent a couple of questions before the webinar. So what kind of support do new marketplace owners typically need the most? So I guess this question can go to either Alexandra or Fotis. So maybe Alexandra, you can mention.
Sure. Emotional support. I would say, first of all, you can do it.
Psychological support, maybe.
Psychological support, yeah. So maybe I would say that the type of support the client needs most is not only technical but also explanational in terms of how the marketplace should work, as Fotis have mentioned before, that not only they need to think about some kind of idea that they have in their head, they also need to think about taxes, about onboarding vendors, about talking to them, creating the then creating the design, creating the product list, for example. And here where our customer care and support comes in and helps, because the guys are usually sending the instructions, they are sending screenshots, screencasts on how to set up this or that. We also do have a great system of support in terms of the YouTube channel with explanational videos. We have documentation. Anna's actually also working on a great help center right now that is going to be launched, I guess, real soon. So yeah, so this is the kind of support that the owner, I mean my customer, the owner needs before launching the marketplace.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much, Alexandra. Next question, how can small marketplace owners differentiate themselves from large competitors? So Fotis, could you please highlight?
Well, that's not an easy answer, actually, because it depends always on the niche you are working on. But if we could put it, in a general, let's say, answer description, passion with what you're doing, if you do it well. So what would you like to have from this, what you're doing? So good information, good quality products, good prices, good delivery. And that's all. If you have, of course, from your part, a very good organization, keep it small, keep it very, elastic, and be able to easily do things. And you have the tools now. You have AI that will do most of the work that was done by so many different things like Excels and stuff like that. You don't need that anymore. So you have to be more flexible. That's the thing. And you can be, when you're small, you can be flexible. Large companies are very slow. They cannot adapt to the market very fast. And this is one of the most important things you have to think when you're small. Let them be big, you do your thing, and stay flexible. Be able to adapt to the market, be personalized. This is very important, because flexible means also personalized. You need to talk direct to your customers and have a face. That's the only thing you can provide as a small marketplace.
That's so inspiring. Thank you very much. So I have a very interesting question here. And of course, that's not all. We also had some other questions. So if you can't find the answer during the webinar, you can always contact our sales team, our experts, Fotis, if you like. I mean, personally. So one of the most interesting ones. So what's the most common reason a marketplace owner fails? So what are your thoughts on that? So Fotis, can I ask you?
The stuff you need to do before you start anything about the marketplace, the organization and the business plan, if I can put it this way. If you don't have a business plan, you don't know your model. So everything is going to fail, that's for sure. because you don't know what is coming to you actually. You don't know the costs, you don't know how much people you need, what kind of infrastructure you need. And those are important questions to be answered before you even think about the software and the design and stuff like that. You need to know your stuff. So business plan first. Answer the basic questions, and then you're good to start, let's say so. It's not finished.
All right,
Totally
amazing. Yeah. Alexandra, do you have anything else to add here?
Unfortunately, I don't have the statistics on why the customers fail. I just track my current clients, the ones that have purchased the license, and I check their domain names and the links to see if they are thriving, if they are adding some additional, I don't know, design things and etc. And I can see the interesting statistics actually that the ones that have invested their budget into ultimate licenses have the most working marketplaces in general. So like 60% of the marketplaces that were built by my customers have utilized ultimate license, lifetime option, ultimate license. So I guess they have approach this, as Foti said, with a huge business plan. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't, but they do have this in their mind, and they're asking questions constantly, asking support, and they have thought it out very well. So this is a good advice, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I guess for the sake of saving some time, we can finally go to the questions from our chat, from the participants of the webinar. Here's the question. Are you developing niche products themes for grocery and food service? So as for CS-Cart, I guess me and Alexandra will probably not answer this question because it's usually for our developers. So Fotis, would you mind taking that, please?
Well, we actually develop anything is needed. And as said, if the customer is a grocery, if the customer is a perfume, or health products, medical products, doesn't matter. The thing is to do the research, see what it works for that niche, because it's very important to know the needs, how you present the product, and what people do ask. So you need something like a research, competitors, and market, of course. You need to ask. And if you have that, then you need, of course, to have a web design that is actually from a company led. So the colors and the style, you need to have a style to that. Okay, if you don't have the budget for that, of course, you can always go lower to that, and you can try solutions like themes. Especially one of my favorites, if I may, I don't know, it's not advertising, but I know you also like it as CS-Cart, you promote it. Alex branding is one of the themes I find. I think it's the most interesting and complete theme, and because it's open source, you can do whatever you like with that. You can change it however you like it. It's very easy to do that. Guys are very good at supporting whatever you want to ask or add. But if you have a developer that knows his way around CS-Cart, it's easy to do things, and mostly with CSS, believe me. So in asking, I think I have asked that question. It doesn't matter what do you want to do. Of course, you need to know what you want to do. That's the main thing. And no matter what the niche is, it's a different approach. The tools are there, and you can do whatever you like. That's for sure.
Yeah, for CS-Cart, I would say the same. If you have the reference, we can totally do it. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. And again, we come back to the previous answers. You need to build your business plan and know all the details before you launch. Yeah, and also creating a theme is one of the points of the plan. All right, so we've got another question, and I think after that we can go to our randomizer. So some vendors need help with shipping, some vendors delivery directly to for local. Some vendors need help with local delivery services. can this be achieved? I guess it's for different vendors requests. Yeah. So is it possible? So what would you say? Maybe Alexandra,
Yeah.
you can help us with this.
Yeah, I would say yeah. So we've already discussed that CS-Cart provides, I would say, a limited number of the deliveries. They are mostly universal, like DHL, FedEx, USPS, UPS. But if it's a local service, there's a great add-on created by two companies that we work with. It's Webcool and Icardi. It's called Delivery Boy option. And if it's local, it's in one city on one region, you can connect this add-on that you have here, and you can have delivery boys deliver the product. I guess this is a great solution if you don't want to waste the money on the shipping integration, for example, or you have several shipping integrations that you want to achieve. And in total, if it's I don't know, 3 or 5 integrations, it is gonna cost you. So I would say you can start slow, maybe think of one integration at a time. And yeah, I would say that in general, the answer is yes, CS-Cart does support that.
Exactly. And of course, open source platform allows
Open
you
source.
to, yeah.
Yeah.
Allows you to do whatever you like. That's the main thing. That's one of the major advantages. That and the security. Let me put just one word before we go to the randomizer. One of the things that I always provide as information to new customers is the security. Security in Europe is very important, along with GDPR and another few laws at the moment. When you have a software that it's PCI compliant, you don't have to say anything else. That's a selling point by itself. PCI compliance are the banks themselves, because they are, of course, on a PCI compliant server. But CS-Cart can provide you PCI compliance if you have the server for that. Of course, a PCI compliant server is very expensive to have, but CS-Cart can do that. There's not so many platforms out there, and I'm not talking about custom platforms. You can forget them all together. But I mean about the big one, the big players. We all know none of them are PCI compliant. And I think it's one of the most important things to have, especially in Europe, or if you are outside Europe and you want to sell in Europe, because you have to follow the same rules like the European business. So open source and security, difficult stuff to have, but we do have them, and we have them so many years.
I'm sorry, I forgot to turn on the microphone. Thank you very much, guys. And right now on the slide, I'm showing you the QR code that you can use to contact our team. So I see that probably in the chat, we don't really have that many questions. Yeah, so please let me apologize if we didn't cover some of your questions in the chat. We will always be glad to answer them directly in the chats or emails, yeah, whichever channel you prefer. So thank you very much for joining us today. It was really nice to see Alexandra and Fotis here, and me, I hope. So,
thank you for the invitation.
Yeah. So let me probably give the word to Alexandra and Fotis to say maybe some final words for today's webinar. Let me also mention it's the last webinar this year, so we can wish great holidays to our participants too. So Alexandra, maybe we can start with you.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank all the participants and all the clients that I had during this year for all of your questions, your insights, and your successful projects. As I already mentioned, riches are in the niches. So please find your niche and start building your marketplace right now. So yeah, I guess that's it. I wanted to add something, but I've instantly forgot about it. So if I remember, I will add it.
That's because of the excitement of the surprise draw. So Fotis, would you like to say something, please?
Well, first of all, thank you again for the opportunity that we had to discuss so many different and very interesting things about e-commerce and CS-Cart, our loving product. I wish everybody a happy Christmas and a happy New Year. And I hope all of your expectations will come true, or your business and your personal expectations. Find your balance between those two and be happy and plan.
Yeah, I remembered what I wanted to add is if that's okay with you, Fotis, we can make it a tradition every December to draw the results all together and to meet during this last webinar. If that's okay with Ariana and Anna, I guess we can make it happen.
You didn't have to ask at all.
All right, all right. So thank you very much, everybody, again to join us. And I hope we can see each other next year for the next webinar as well. So maybe we will meet again, this three of us next year, next winter holidays. And thank you. And it's time to say goodbye. So see you guys next year. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and holidays.